he learns from this and moving forward does not make last night a right or, you know, make it any better. But I know him. No different than maybe when I see something happen with another team, whether it be a pro team or a college team, and you just hear exactly what happened, and we all rush to that judgment of, this is, you know, you paint a brush of, that is what he is, and we all do that. But I know Marcus Smart. I know his family. And I know what he stands for, and I know he made a mistake. But it does not keep me from loving Marcus Smart and supporting him and loving him, and part of our job is to help him learn from this, so it doesn't happen again.
Does he completely miss the game? Like, he's not in the arena, or will he be allowed in street clothes to sit on the bench with the team? How's that going to go?
Yeah, we're still working through all that, but he won't be traveling with us tomorrow.
Texas Tech said they were conducting their own investigation about what happened last night. Did you guys in any way contact with them about it or help them in any way with their investigation?
I didn't, so I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody on that side, so I don't know.
Coach, surprise, surprise, you have a player that's a human being, not a robot out there. Is there any way that you think you can coach, you know, here's a guy who's, you know, playing on that edge, where you want him to be, you know, and, you know, how does that roller coaster, how can you coach that? Hey, the whistle blew, you know.
Well, it's a fine line, and, you know, you love players who are competitive as a coach. You love it when you don't have to try to push that button to motivate a guy, and he has a competitive nature to want to win and to be his best. But it's always important not to let that great strength become a weakness at times. It's very important to channel that competitiveness in the right manner and maybe not let it get the best of you sometimes. And but it's a fine line. We expect a lot out of these young men. We hold them to an extremely high standard. But we've got to learn that you can't cross that line, and to channel that competitiveness. And
well, you know, there's something to be said about people running their mouths on.
Learn from every opportunity that you have.
In this instance, you know, at practice, should you have a couple of people come in and taunt them and push them and make sure they don't react? You know, I mean, is it worth all this?
I don't know if it's to that extent. I think you know, we talk to our players a lot, especially a lot lately, about play the games between the lines and not worry about fans, not worry about referees, not worry about the things you can control. Worry about the things that we can control. And our team needs to do a better job of that. And, you know, I don't think you go to that extent. So, you know, we play the crowd noise and do things like that, as many teams do when you're going into different hostile environments. But, you know, I don't think you go to that extent, but maybe you go a step further of talking to them about situations that could arise like that. Have I spent an enormous time talking about how to handle a situation like that? Haven't spent an enormous amount of time talking about that as a particular situation. But maybe because of good question somebody asked earlier about fans being closer, and you know, that becomes a part of the game. We see it all the time. We see it all the time.
Just as important as skill.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Travis, considering where the team was before this happened, it would seem to be kind of a crushing blow now. I mean, how's your team reacting to
Absolutely.
Marcus Fox's teammates?
Absolutely not. We have opportunities for players to step up, opportunities for our team to grow right now. Obviously, Marcus has been a major identity of our basketball team. No question about it. And, you know, this is going to give them an opportunity. Some individuals who haven't been playing quite as much to pick up the slack while he is out. And it's gonna, you know, in any situation, try to look for the positives, and it's a great opportunity for him to sit back and watch it when he comes back, ready to evaluate our team, and really, we'll spend a lot of time with him in the next week, to getting him prepared to play when it's his time, and I'm expecting him to come back better than ever.
A university I love dearly. I regret calling Mr. Smart a, quote, piece of crap. But I want to make it known that I did not use a racial slur of any kind. Additionally, I would like to offer my apologies to Texas Tech fans that have been embarrassed by the attention this incident has created. Let me add to this. Texas Tech has since talked to fans that sit in the area, to photographers, to arena personnel, and they say they have found no one who says they heard or use a racial slur. Just to get that out there. 3-game suspension. You've heard Marcus Smart today and Travis Ford. What do you take away from it, Darren?
I think you credit Marcus Smart, Coach Ford, and the athletic director for coming out, owning it, and saying that they're going to deal with the suspension, apologizing for the actions. That's the way to handle it. I think the suspension was appropriate. Again, just crossed the line that cannot be crossed. Now the suspension's been put in place. Let's serve it, and let's start to move forward with this thing.
And this suspension, oh, by the way, in what is a less important situation, this is not going to help Oklahoma State, a team that is sliding very rapidly the wrong direction.
Already on their way downhill, Dari, and now you're losing your best player for 3 games in a crucial spot in the conference schedule.
Here are the 3 games that Marcus Smart will miss. At Texas Tuesday, Oklahoma Saturday, and then at Baylor on February 17th. The game he comes back for will be February 22nd at home against, ironically enough, Texas Tech. 3 games, you're good with that suspension. Anything that Travis should have said, could have said, didn't say? I mean, what's the lesson that you need everybody, not just at Oklahoma State or Texas Tech, but everywhere in the country, to take note of out of this?
Well, I think there's 2 things. One, to whom much is given, much is expected. And as bad as that situation was, and as much as he might have got pushed verbally, so to speak, by the fan, you just cannot react in that way in this particular situation. And then the second thing is you are responsible for your actions, and there's going to be consequences.
And
when you
you're a
lash
university.
out, right, and try to fulfill that in the moment feeling, it comes back and it hurts you, and more importantly, it hurts your teammates in your program.
Yeah, that not to be lost in that. He's let a lot of teammates down now. This is a 3-game stretch that will not be easy even with Marcus Smart.